Hey G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Last week we took a look at the Cobra battle barge, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's take a look at something else that goes in the water. This time it is G.I. Joe's first mail-in exclusive, the 1984 Manta. Marine, it stands for Marine Assault Nautical Transport and Air Driven. Boy, they were reaching for the sky for that one, weren't they? Gosh, them and their acronyms. But this is a pretty interesting little toy. It's cool. I really do enjoy this one. Never had it as a kid, but let's go ahead and see what further Joe has to say about it. The Manta was available as mail order from 1984 to 1987, so I would say it's not rare, but finding it complete can be a problem because this thing does have a lot of pieces. It was also available as a 1992 G.I. Joe convention exclusive. The Manta, the easily lost and broken pieces on this one. The Manta is comprised solely of small and removable parts. All pieces are easily lost. Take care not to break off the rifle cord. Okay, so that can certainly be a problem. It did make one appearance in the Sunbow series. That was, of course, just to pitch it, to the kids. Did come with blueprints, and it was, the retail cost for this was $1 with 5 flag points. So you had to buy 5 Joes, which would have roughly been around 15 bucks. And then you send those flag points in and pay $1 for this. And that was probably the cost to make this $1. So, they already made money off the action figures. So to pay for this, it was more than likely at cost. And they just mass produced them for 3 years and hopefully made their money back on this. But yeah, it's quite an interesting little vehicle. Will we be able to find it inexpensively? We'll find out in an upcoming segment of Byron's Gripes. But as I had aforementioned, I did not have this one as a child. I do remember seeing the inserts that came with the vehicle, and sometimes those were funner than the vehicle. And I had originally thought I was a weird kid for looking at those, but talking with more and more collectors, I would study them, sit there and just stare at them and daydream. Talking to more and more collectors, that was just natural. And then a memory came back with watching my daughter when she would get a new toy and it came with little catalogs or little inserts. She would look at those and just enthralled with them. So it was very natural for a child to do that. And it was frankly a lot of fun. So I do remember seeing this and wanting it really bad. Oh my gosh, I wish I had 5 flag points. I wish I had 5 Joes. It was 84. My parents wouldn't allow me to collect a lot of different toys. We had to pretty much stick to one toy line, given the household revenue and the space. It was 5 kids in my family, so the house was, needless to say, crowded. So something like this would have been a lot of fun. I know I would have taken it in a bathtub, put an action figure on it, and of course the thing would probably flip over and but it still would have been something a lot of fun to play with. Your imagination is unlimited, and I'm sure it floats just fine by itself. I've never tried it. Has a pontoon out to the side that looks like it'll be pretty stable. I'm not sure the surface area of the board, if that was wide enough to help with buoyancy, to help displace the surface area of the water. But who knows? I won't test it, as you guys know, or if you've been watching the channel long enough. I live in the desert, so water is quite scarce. Our monsoons have been what we're starting to call non-soon. We haven't gotten much rain from the monsoons, just a lot of hardly any windstorms or anything like that. I mean, it's rained twice, so I can't complain. But years and years ago, when I first moved out here, the rains would come, and they would be for days on end. 2 or 3, 4 days in a row. There'd be flooding, and that was even a fun time getting to play in the mud puddles. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the weather. We're here to talk about this Manta. But I'm sure I would have taken this out in a mud puddle, believe you me. But this is a really cool toy to have. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. It's very nice. So here's the Manta in all of its glory. What a beautiful specimen. So let's go ahead and take a look at the most lackluster part, the backpack. Yes, it did come with the backpack. You can see it has the peg right there. This backpack does open up. I would be careful with opening it too much. You could see the stress on the plastic there, but this would be to, boy, dust just gets everywhere. This has been sitting up on my shelf for quite a few years. I apologize for that. This would help to play with the main feature, but it has a tab here on the end, and it just snaps right in there. This was made out of that kind of a soft gray plastic, which was used with the 83 vamp, or the 82, 83 vamp, for the gun on the top, also for missiles, for the Vamp Mark II, etc., etc. But yeah, this is a pretty cool looking backpack. If you really, or purpose of it, it's not really cool looking, but the purpose of it is a nice afterthought or forethought. Looking at the sail on this, you can see it is cut out to look like a manta ray, and as you can tell, this thing falls apart very easily. So let's look at the features of it first. We have the board, the surfboard, as you would. Looks like lights here on the front, some machinery, lights here on the back. These look like cleats of some sort, which is a nautical term for a tie down. It has 3-foot pegs, so I guess you could carry 2 Joes on this, or 3, depending on how adventurous you want to be. It does have the outriggers here for the pontoon, and the pontoon does have a missile on it with more machinery to launch the missile. And the bottom is really quite bland. Doesn't even have a date on it. Here on the other side of the mast and sail, it comes with this machine gun. Be careful pulling this off because it will bend the poles there. This looks like it was a this was taken from Duke's machine gun, parts of it, and more pieces added to it. Very nice looking machine gun. This in itself would have been my primary thing to go to. The hand grip is kind of thick. You can see there it is pretty thick, so I would be extremely careful to put this in an action figure's hand, as you may break the thumb off. It does have 2 sets of clips here on the side, which enables it to be clipped onto the sail piece, whatever it's called. Looking at the missile, pretty generic looking missile. It has the standard slot that slots right here onto the pontoon. It just frictions right into place, and that stays on fairly well. The outriggers have little peg holes, or little pegs that fit into these holes here, and they just snap right into place there. Not really snap, but friction into place. And there's no right or left on these, or forward or back, fore or aft, since we're speaking nautically. And they also friction right onto the pontoon. So we're just slowly dismantling this thing. The sail, as you can see, be careful please. I'm doing this in the spirit of education, so I'm being very ginger with this because I do not want to tear it. It's made out of a fairly sturdy plastic, but this thing is quite old, 1984. But you see it's done in camouflage with a little bit of gray on there. This was a pretty cool idea. I do like this feature quite a bit. You see the manta ray a little bit better. Manta rays are pretty cool little fish. I got to see some, not in the wild, but got to see some at a aquarium here in Arizona called Sea Life. I performed out there a couple years in a row for International Pirate Day. So I'd go out there and educate kids on pirates, and dressed in my costume, and brought cannonballs with me and musket balls and stuff like that, just to teach the kids a little bit about piracy of the golden era. I don't endorse piracy in any form. The mast itself has a mushroom peg, or sort of a mushroom peg, that just snaps right into there. The mast comes in 2 pieces, made out of that same gray plastic. It just snaps together there, and you can see there are more cleats on there to help hold the sail into place, and the board itself comes apart. You can see it's 3 prongs. You just snap those right back together, and it does stay together pretty well. This is a nice little, you could even just use it as a surfboard, I'm sure kids did that too, but it's a cool, nice little accessory as well. And this, whatever you want to call it, it's not a jib boom, but what the sail attaches to, looks like a giant paper clip, and the sail just hooks right into there, and and the sail goes in this way, and the back piece right here attaches right onto there. Yeah, not a problem. But please be careful. You could see how thin these areas are to where it attaches, and you can see if that comes into focus right here. I'm starting to get a small tear on there. I reinforced that with a little bit of super glue, so hopefully that'll stay together for the next few years coming. You can see there's a carabiner, nice little detail I just noticed. I do these things live, well, not live, but right along with you, so I learn about it as well. So these are new discoveries for me. So you can see there's a carabiner attached to that, so it makes him Pirates of the Carabiner. And everything is supposed to go right into the backpack. There is no specific way to put these into the backpack. This is part of why. So let's pull these out. Let's put these in first. The poles will, or the mast will attach right into there. My nephew Seth, if you're watching, please forgive me if I get these nautical terms wrong. He is currently serving us in the U.S. Navy, so thank you, Seth, for that. So let's go ahead and take all this apart, and let's hope I could remember how to put her back together. So let's put the board in there. It's supposed to all fit in. And I'm sure the brainiacs at Hasbro did a lot of studying on how to put this in. So the poles go in. Put that one in upside down. And I don't want to fold up the sail, but the sail is supposed to fold up and fit in there. I should have probably put that in there first, but you get the gist of the idea. And of course the Joe would carry the gun. So yeah, this is a pretty good idea. It gives you a little pop to the play factor. It you know, so your Joe could, you know, carry this onto the beach with him, and, you know, on R&R or whatnot. That way he doesn't have to ditch it and have a chance of being compromised at the same time, you know, Cobra finding him. But yeah, I love the gun. The gun has to be my favorite accessory. So there you have it, guys and gals, I should say, for my female viewers. This is a really cool toy. It's every bit of what I expected it to be. I had purchased this several years ago at a secondhand store, actually a comic book shop called Gotham City Comics and Coffee in Mesa, Arizona. It's over on Main Street in downtown Mesa. Really cool guys working there. They have pretty much anything you want to look for. They have a huge wall of Funko Pops there. G.I. Joes, of course, comics, a lot of the G.I. Joe statues, 12-inch figures, you name it, they have it there. And they don't only carry G.I. Joe, they have other things there as well. Just a bunch of young men in their 20s and 30s, or 30s and 40s by now, that just opened up this shop, and it's just a great time to go there. You know, go there, look at comics, you know, have a little bit of coffee, some sodas, do some shopping. They let you hang out there. It's just a nice little shop to go to. I actually miss visiting there. Mesa is quite a far drive from where I'm at now. Maybe an hour drive from where I live. But did you guys have this? Did you have the Manta? If you did, please share your memories of it. Do you have it now? And what are your thoughts on this? Please let me know down in the comments. I do answer back, so it might take me a couple days to do so, but I do answer back. If you leave me a comment, you deserve an answer. So I do appreciate the comments and hearing your stories. I love telling stories, and I love hearing everybody's stories. So let's go ahead and get into my favorite segment, Byron's Gripes. For those of you who are just joining me or just tuning in, thank you very, very much. It's certainly a pleasure having you stop by the Toy Dungeon. I really enjoy speaking with you guys, even though I'm talking to a camera. I feel like you are here with me. That means a lot. You know, I've kindled a lot of friendships through this channel, and I do greatly appreciate that. So if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell, so you guys know when I put up a new review. I do hold giveaways on this channel. I just held one recently, so every subscriber is automatically enrolled into a giveaway. So I do Byron's Gripes as a means of entertainment and education. If you're new to the collecting world, I'm using eBay as a reference. That's it. I don't pick on eBay. I don't pick on the sellers. If you want bullying, find another channel. You will not get it here. But I do make fun of the prices because some of these are just absolutely outlandish. There are many other sites out there that do sell G.I. Joe and vintage toys. I just use eBay just for a quick reference. That is it. But I do encourage you to shop at your local thrift stores, vintage toy stores, comic book shops, because you do get better deals there, and you're also helping out a neighbor, keeping their business running. And I love to support small business. That's what nations were built on, small businesses. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this thing. Right off the bat, we have one that came in the mail-away bag, which was an exercise in futility, if you ask me, for kids to not open this. This must have been an adult collector or a parent that got it in the mail and forgot to give it to their kid. Who knows how these things, I'd love to hear the story of how these things stayed in the packaging. If I got a mail away, boy, I just ripped that thing right open and played with it as toys should be. So this one, mint in box or mint in bag, $79.99 or better offer. I'm going to say that is deal of the day. Finding it in the original mailer bag, that is pretty cool. Here's one for the blueprint, $7.95. That's given that this has been on the market for sold for a number of years, for 3 years. Here is one complete, $9.99, deal of the day. on that one. Another one, that's an auction. I won't quote auction prices unless the auction has closed. Here's another one for the blueprints, $7 free shipping. Oh, hey, here we go, $10 for the blueprints. Thank you, no. It says plus 525 and free returns. Okay. The backpack, $2. I'll put that up with deal of the day. Oh, here is the mail away offer. Let me show you a picture of that. The form that you had to fill out. That is really cool. So, you know, that would have been something fun to look at. You know, the form to fill out and get your Manta, $7.50. That is okay. That one's a little more rare because they normally got cut up and mailed away, because the bottom part you had to trim off and put it in an envelope and mail it. So those things are a little more rare. Here is one, $32. Even though it does come with the instructions and the little inserts that go into the vehicles to help promote, help sell the other things on Hasbro Direct. $32 is a bit steep. Come on, guys. Come on. That really makes it hard for your average 9-to-5 knuckle buster of the family to really, or even kids, to really get in this and enjoy the collecting. It makes it very hard for some people to purchase these things, and that's another reason why I say go to your vintage toy stores. You could get a better deal on it. Here's one incomplete without the sale, $10. Okay, this would be a build on the budget kind of thing. You know, you buy your vehicle or action figure as complete as you can, and then later go back and buy the accessories. And you do it right and watch your shipping costs, you can get in under what the asking prices are on a lot of these. Here's another blueprint, $7. Here's another mail away, the mail away offer thing, $8. Your mailer. I'm tired of saying mail. Here's one. It looks like it's a photocopy because it's done in black and white. So, or this could have been the newer ones from 1992. So be careful with that. The blueprints that came with the vehicles at the time are always in blue and white. So that's something to look out for. Some of these, I had, when I first started getting back into collecting, I was buying blueprints, not really understanding or remembering that they were blue, and I bought photocopies one time, and when I found that out, I was pretty upset, but the seller did reimburse me for it. Just told me to keep them and reimbursed me because it wasn't disclosed that it was a photocopy. Here's one that comes with Stalker, but it's incomplete. It's missing the backpack. 100. Well, that's up for auction. Never mind. Here are parts, $4.99. The outrigger, $1.99. Here's another one that's complete, $40 or better offer. Yeah, I'll call that deal of the day, you know, given some of these huge asking prices. Blueprints, $2.99, not bad. Here's an outrigger, $2. The gun, okay, not bad at all, $3.99. Here's parts for the sail. That's another auction. Another one complete, $40 or better offer. Here's one, oh, deal of the day, definitely on this one. It is complete, $28. Another deal of the day, $17.50. It is complete. The missile, $2. Another one that's missing the missile, $20. Let's put that up a deal of the day too. The complete surfboard, $1.99. Here's a mailer that is just beat to heck. Looks like a rodent got a hold of it and it chewed on a corner of it and it got wet. $4.99. Here's the backpack, $2. Half a surfboard, $2 and $4.99. The mailer, $16.50 and $14.50. Yeah, my head's hurting just thinking about it. Here's another one. This is for the mast, $3.99. And the gun. Okay, this is something I forgot to mention. The gun comes with a little cable that attaches to the bottom. That is often missing and broken. So please forgive me for that. So the complete gun, $19.99. And this one, this plugs in somewhere onto the vehicle itself, and it's supposed to be automatic firing. So that was the intention behind that. So please forgive me for failing to bring that out, to mention that. Here's the surfboard, $6. Here is another one complete with a complete unbroken gun. That one is $33, and it's just attached by the thin wire. A lot of you collectors know that that little stupid wire is easily broken. It's a soft plastic, and just through play, either the attachment end where it plugs into the backpack or into the vehicle does tend to wear down from it being pushed and pried on, and the articulation point where it goes into the weapon itself, just through play, those things become weak and break. So I'll put this one up for deal of the day as well for $33. Here's a backpack, $35. And just on and on and on. Here's a deal of the day complete, $25. The sail attachment, the little paperclip looking thing, $2. Excuse me, $2. And that is the end. So there you have it. This is an interesting looking toy. It looks like a lot of fun to play with. Looking at it now, I'm going to horse around with it for a little bit more, playing with it, putting it back together, of course, so I could put it back out on display. But this is definitely a fun little thing to have, and it is the first mailaway offer that Hasbro had for G.I. Joe. Nothing from 82 and 83. And this was also, 84 was also the introductory year for Battlefield battle packs and accessories like the mortar launcher. I'll just pull those up for you real quick. 84 was definitely a very good year for G.I. Joe collectors, because that's when they really started kicking off. So the battle stations, the Bivouac came out that year, the Mountain Howitzer came out that year, the Watchtower came out that year, the Machine Gun Defense Unit, these are known as battlefield accessories, came out that year, the Missile Defense Unit and the Mortar Defense Unit as well came out in 84. But 84 was the year for Cobra. Zartan was introduced, the Cobra Claw, the Cobra Asp, the Rattler, Water Moccasin, and the Stinger. Stinger, oh yeah, beautiful Jeep. Gosh, that has to be one of my top favorite Cobra vehicles out there. The Whale was was released that year too, and one of the the beginning, the grandfather of the enormously 80s robust, bigger the better attitude behind vehicles. So 84 was the introductory year for mail-in offers. So there you have it, guys. Really appreciate you tuning in. You know, I really can't express how grateful I am for your support on this channel. So please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. That really helps the algorithm. It lets Hasbro know that, or Hasbro, it lets eBay, YouTube, one of the three, lets them know that my channel is being watched, and it helps spread the word to more diverse communities out there. So that like button is not only a way to show your appreciation that you like the video, but it helps get my channel noticed more. So that's a big help. This channel would not grow if it weren't for you guys. I do appreciate that. So anyway, I'll let you go. I've tied you up long enough. So take care. Stay safe out there. Remember, be kind to everybody. You never know what kind of day somebody's having. Be kind to yourselves. That is so important. If you're not happy and taking care of yourself, you know, it makes things a lot rougher. And don't forget to be kind to your animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. So we'll see you next week for another G.I. Joe toy review. Until then,